I get a lot of folks asking me on the comment section of the videos who I think we should elect in the government in Canada. And to be very honest, I don't believe we have an option. I don't believe any one of them fuckers sitting up there on that hill is honest, whichever side of the fence they're on. Watch Canadian Parliament for a little bit. It's a fucking joke. Bicker back and forth like the whole process is a fucking theater.
Sturgeon River Parkland.
Well, Madam Speaker, the 2022 hunting season is drawing to a close, and hunters are celebrating a successful harvest of deer, moose, and other game. But here in Ottawa, the Liberals have set their sight on a very different target. With no warning and no consultation, the Liberals have announced their plan to ban hunting rifles and shotguns. The hunters have become the hunted. Why does this Liberal government always punish law-abiding hunters and sport shooters while giving bail and house arrest for violent repeat offenders?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Madam Speaker, in fact, my colleague from the Conservative Party is wrong. We are not targeting hunters. In fact, I met members of the hunting community this morning to assure them that what we are going after are the AR-15 style firearms, which have been used in far too many mass casualties across the country. More than that, we have a plan to tackle illegal smuggling at the border. And again, we'll continue to go after AR-15 style guns, which have no place in our communities. We'll continue to invest in stopping illegal smuggling of guns at our borders. Those are initiatives which the Conservatives have voted against, and they should reverse their position. Thank you.
The Honourable Member Sturgeon River Parkland.
Well, Madam Speaker, I won't take any lessons on firearms from a minister who visited a gun range and was too afraid to even touch one. These Liberals can't tell the difference between a machine gun and a BB gun. While the Liberals plan to waste billions of dollars going after 100-year-old hunting rifles, smugglers continue to ship handguns by the thousands over our borders that are being used on our streets. Why are these Liberals so off target on tackling the real sources of violent crime?
The Honourable Minister of Public Safety.
Madam Speaker, it is very regrettable that today Conservatives are resorting to personal attacks on me, onto members of our side in the government who represent hunters. Madam Speaker, more to the point, I've met with families who've lost loved ones to gun violence, and I don't know how we look any of them in the eye and don't do the smart, sensible things that we are doing right now, which is to get AR-15 style guns out of our communities, to stop illegal smuggling at our borders, to stop gun crime from occurring at every instance. The Conservatives have filibustered and have gone with falsehoods when they should be supporting these initiatives. Thank you very much.
The Honourable Member for Barrie Spring.
Another fucking bad sitcom. We need to stand up as the people of this country. We need to stand up as the people of North America and the world, right across. Take this shit back from these fuckers. We got to rethink it, redo it, put people in power that are going to look after our corporate affairs, that answer back to us. They're accountable for the fucking decisions they make, just like anybody else. Like, as soon as you get elected, you step into this alternate fucking reality where nothing matters. You get to do whatever the fuck you want. We're the few. We're the peasants. You're up on the hill playing fucking games. Well, we're sick and fucking tired of the games you're playing with us. People are fucking committing suicide, overdosing on drugs. This fucking world's coming apart. Why? Because of you fuckers up on that hill. So people, we need to stand up together. We really do. It's time. It's time we took back our country together. Rethink things. Put different things in place and continue on in a fucking much different direction, because this really sucks.
Mr. Speaker, the government has the wrong target when it comes to public safety. They're banning hundreds, in fact, we don't know exactly how many, because their officials can't tell us, of lawful to previously legal hunting rifles and shotguns that are used by First Nations, by farmers, and by rural people right across the country. Meanwhile, last week, a man who was convicted of second-degree murder had been released early and is now rearrested for 51 counts of trafficking firearms. Why won't they go after this criminal and others like him instead of targeting Grandpa Joe's hunting rifle in Cape Breton?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, Canadians are united around the need to see our communities safer. And most Canadians understand that that means eliminating the guns that are most dangerous. Those guns that are designed to kill the largest number of people in the shortest amount of time. That's why 2 years ago we moved forward with a ban on assault-style weapons. But we also know that we need to ensure that that ban stays in place. And that's why we're moving forward with a definition to define assault-style weapons. We will continue to consult with Canadians and all parliamentarians to ensure that we're capturing the right weapons, but we will, Mr. Speaker, keep Canadians safe.
Leader of the Opposition.
Only he's not capturing the right weapons, according to his very own Liberal MP for the Yukon, who said this is really upsetting. Many Yukoners regularly hunt either as a food source or for recreational aspects of hunting. I'm not happy with this bill. Other Liberal MPs have said likewise, and the Prime Minister's own public servants have testified that hunting rifles will be banned under his proposed amendment. Now that he's been caught with his real agenda, which is to go after hunters and farmers rather than gun smugglers and gangsters, will he reverse himself and promise never again to go after our hunters in this country?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
While Conservative politicians continue to fearmonger and share disinformation, we're doing the work necessary to keep Canadians safe. We will continue to consult on the list because, yes, we are not interested in going after guns that are typically used for hunting and protecting farms. We're going to continue to make sure that we're banning the most dangerous weapons that were designed to kill people in the shortest amount of time. That is something, unfortunately, the Conservatives want to make legal assault-style weapons again, Mr. Speaker, and that's why they're in the pockets of the gun lobby, and that's why we're standing strong.
Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Well,
I'll just say a few words, and then do you want to do questions? Okay. Yeah, well, I would say that I think Canadians will be very disappointed with the result from yesterday's announcement. The Liberals made it seem yet again like they're taking real action to keep communities safe, when in fact that is not the case. This is another failed opportunity to address a very serious issue in Canada. We've consistently seen gun violent crime go up in the last 7 years that Justin Trudeau has been Prime Minister. They're spending more money than any other government in history, and yet yesterday's announcement will do nothing to address the rise of gun violence in Canada.
Yeah, essentially, in the question period, you were to try to tamp down smuggled guns.
Oh, it's a great question. So when we recently did a guns and gangs study at Public Safety National Security Committee, and we had the CBSA border officer union come forward and really outline how very strapped their resources are, much like police resources who are struggling to keep up with the calls for service of gun violence and the like. Our border agents are also struggling to keep up with demand. So, for example, they don't have enough border agents or enough technology capacity to check rail cars, for example. So millions of rail cars come into Canada every day, direct lines through the United States, right from Mexico, right into Winnipeg, where I represent, actually. And they're so strapped at the border that they can actually check 1/1,000,000th of rail cars that come into Canada. So effectively, they can't check any. So that's an area where drugs and firearms are being smuggled into Canada. I've spoke with police who also confirm this, particularly in Winnipeg, where we have that direct line. So more border agents in particular are needed, but also improved technology to be able to search and scan vehicles that are coming in as well.
Yeah, you have to get to a CPI panel shortly, so anything else?
Well, I would just say that, again, I think Canada's Conservatives in particular, but all Canadians really want to see action on gun violence. And as I outlined in question period today, there are real things that can be done to reduce gun violence that I think every party can support and all Canadians can support. And that's, again, more resources for police, guns and gangs units to tackle gun crime in our cities, which is the problem, more border security resources so we can stop the smuggling from coming in. And then also, I think we have to also plan long term. A lot of the gun violence we're seeing is coming from impoverished neighborhoods. So we need to ensure we're targeting them, supporting anti-gang and anti-criminal community grassroots organizations that help divert youth from living lives of crime. And we've consistently heard this all throughout our guns and gangs study. Experts agree, and police also agree, and we consistently heard this, that bans will not be effective because criminals who cause the gun violence in Canada don't listen to bans. So again, yesterday's announcement fell flat, and it's misleading to tell Canadians that it will have any impact on reducing gun violence in Canada.
I tell you that the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police have indicated that that won't make any difference. When we seize handguns, the handguns are always almost 100% in the possession of people who have no legal right to possess them. They're almost always stolen or illegally obtained. I simply don't see, as a 27-year veteran, how adding another layer of law will make any difference anywhere in this country. When we stop somebody in this city, and police do this every single day, and they have a handgun, somehow saying that this jurisdiction, that Winnipeg is handgun free, and I'll use air quotes, is going to make it safer or easy for us is just nonsense. It won't make any difference whatsoever. There are handguns all over. They're all illegal, and they're in the hands of criminals. And that the people that legitimately own them, they're in safes and being taken to gun clubs. The two sections don't intersect. So if someone owns a gun legitimately and it's stolen and it's brought into Winnipeg, somebody saying, well, it's illegal to have that gun in Winnipeg is just another layer of, and I guess it might make some people feel good, but it will not change the threat level one iota.
Exactly. On point. Enough said. Gun ban, handgun ban, AR style 15 gun ban will not make one difference on illegal activity with guns. Stolen guns, guns coming on the train. Did you listen to her? None of the trains are being checked. 1 in 1 million. Anyways, guys, stay fast. This is Marcel. Peace.